everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am starting a new series and it's going to be called Time After Time, and it'll probably be running for the next 7 Thursdays. So the last one will be on the 24th of September, which will just be in time for me to start my Halloween series. So every Thursday, I'm going to be playing with clocks and gears and cogs and all things that are time inspired. And I will also be experimenting with resin and resinite, some polyurethane and mixed media. And it's a completely different take on time in every episode. So let's turn back the clock, or possibly even break it completely, and get started. So hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. I am using my silicone inlay today that I made, and I thought that I would use the clock one in this bubble tray. So I have made a template of the little scallopy bubble edges, and I sort of got it the same as the actual mold. Obviously, it's a little bit difficult to try and cut it exactly, so I will probably have a little bit that is in the inside there that I will see blank. Timer going off. So the first thing I want to do is do the edge, because it's in the clock and cogs and gears theme. I want to do the rim of it in resin, and then the rest of it I'm going to do with my Resinite, which is an eco pour. So I'm going to pour a little bit around the edges first, and then I'm going to add my little miniature gears and cogs, and then I have 4 larger ones that I'm just going to put one on each end and one on either side. So those are the bigger, these are the bigger ones. Unfortunately, I had 3 silver and then 1 of the gold, so we're not uniform, but what can we do? Try and get those so that they're flat-ish on the edge, and then I'm just going to sprinkle some of these around into the edge. I'm not going to be too fussy. I will spread them out a little bit as well, but like I said, I'm not going to be too fussy about how many are in each little bubble. And this is quite difficult to do with gloves on as well, but we will get there. Right, I think that's enough. I want to use my silicone tool to move those around, because I don't want to scratch this mold. Just spreading them out a little bit, But like I said, I'm not being too fussy about them. And now I will top that up. Right, I think that is enough because I don't want it to get too close to the top of the lip and interfere with my mold that I'm going to do. So I will probably put that on the heat mat for a couple of hours, and then we will get to putting the inlay in and pouring some Resinite on top. So this is cured enough for me to add the Eco Pour. Right, let me find a piece of cardboard to put it on so that I can move it if I need to, but I'm trying not to dislodge the resin. Right, so I have 300 grams of my Eco Pour, which is my Resinite, and I have 90 mils. I've actually got 100 in here. I do add a little bit more, even though the ratio is 100 to 30. I basically do 100 to 33-ish because I don't like it too thick. Right, so what I want to do is I want to keep it with the color scheme, but I don't want to use gray because gray is a bit boring sometimes. So this is a purple red. So if I put a little bit of this in, I wonder which is better. I want a rose gold-ish color. So I'm going to do 2 drops at a time so that I can see that's too pink. So let's put a bit of orange with it. Let's see if that will. I want a rose gold. Oh, I nearly dropped the lid in. Nearly dropped the lid in. That's still a little bit too pink. There we go. It's an orangey, rosy, goldy color. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit more of the red. I want it a little bit pinky gold. That's a nice color. That's a nice color. Right. And then I'm going to get some of my gold craft paint because I know that it does affect the actual Resinite. But I want it anyway because I want some splashes of gold. Now this is metallic craft paint, and for some reason it's a lot runnier than the others. So, but I want streaks of gold in the actual tray. How gorgeous is that? Right, I don't want to overfill it. Now, I do need to try and get some of the bubbles out of these little balls. I think that's it. And also without disturbing the inlay. Just give it a pretty swirl on the back. And I think that is perfect. Perfect. Right, I will let that cure and we will come back and have a look at it once it is cured. So I had to do a voiceover for this part because I was rudely interrupted while I was filming, and as you can see, unfortunately, the resin border had come away there, unfortunately, from the Resinite. So it wasn't totally ruined, and I was not going to bin this because, as you can see, it came out beautifully. Unfortunately, we had it lifting just in the one section, but I knew I couldn't leave it like that. But look how beautifully that inlay came out, and the little bubble border is so pretty. I love it. So I knew I had to carry on with the project. I didn't want to not finish it, so I had to make a plan. So I have taken the whole thing off because it had lifted in one area, and I knew that if I didn't take it off and sort it out, I might have a problem with it coming off at a later stage. So I asked ChatGPT what I should do because I obviously want it back on here. Even that looks really cool. I want that back on. So he suggested sanding both of them so that it's roughened up. And then because I had this little bit of resin left over, even though it's not clear, he did say preferably clear, but I said I had some white. He said, I'm sure that'll be fine because we do have a mixed color here anyway, that I can use that, squish it together, make sure nothing's leaking out, and then put something heavy on it and then let it cure like I would normally let my epoxy resin cure. So I'm going to sand this down and then glue it back together. Right, so I'm going to put this one side, and like I normally do, I have my tape dispensers, and I'm going to put that on top so it holds it down, And then hopefully by tomorrow it will be glued. So this one has glued now. It feels like it's solid on here. So, and there's no seepage. And to be quite honest, it actually doesn't look too bad at all. I think you would not even know if someone didn't tell you that that had come off. So now I am going to the tiniest little bit of my true metal, which is like your rub and buff. I am going to slightly rub a bit on, and then I will do a top coat. So I will get that done, and then we will get ready for the top coat. And then a bit of a blast with a heat gun. You can just see the tiniest little bit of sparkle that I put in there. So I will have to babysit this a little bit because air bubbles come up from in between all the grooves. So I will have to keep an eye on this. I will use my long neck lighter every now and again just to get rid of some of the bubbles. And then leave it to cure. So this has cured beautifully. Look at that top coat. And it has gone up to where the actual resin border was. So that will definitely, even if the glue didn't fix it, or not the glue, but the resin, that will hold it on as well. But it's solid. There's no way that's coming off. But look how beautiful that looks. And it's got that tiny, tiny bit of shimmery sparkle in there. And how gorgeous is that? So that is my first episode of my Time After Time. I hope you enjoyed watching. I have put up a few of the final pictures so that you can see how pretty this tray came out, even with a bit of a hiccup on the way, but we fixed it. And I know for future, if I have a problem like that again, I will be able to do the same thing, use a little bit of my resin, put some, well, I used my tape dispensers, but put something on that's not too heavy, but that it will just hold it in place, and it's fixed. So guys, thanks again for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for the likes and the comments. And again, I will see you next Thursday for another Time After Time episode, but I will see you in between that. So guys, until next time, have a great one.